So if you've been watching my channel, I just recently put up a video for how to set up a bike for vlogging. In that video, I made a mention of a tripod that I would be using on the back, that I'd be mounting to the back rack, and that the tripod would give me the option to set up the camera would give me the option to set up the camera to get a little better angle rather than searching around with one of these and trying to find a rock or a fence or something to set up the camera and get some interesting shots. So today I'm going to talk about the tripod that I picked up. Today I would like to go over another issue I ran into with my Decaluer. I mentioned the Decaluer I'm using for my touring bike, and it is a VeloOrange. It's the VeloOrange or VeloOrange. I'm not sure how they like to be called, but basically it's a budget. It's a kind of entry-level budget Decaluer, and I want to go over some of the pros and cons with that Decaluer. It is a big savings over the competitors, but there's a number of issues with it, and the issue that I thought was perhaps resolved came back while I was actually filming the last video. So I want to go over that. Also, I want to go over, what else do I want to go over? We're going to do some field testing with this tripod. Okay, let's go take a look at the Decaluer, and I'll explain the issues that I've discovered with it. Okay, so basically what this is this washer becomes part of the headset. This is a 1-inch threaded headset. I've used this actual Decaluer with two different headsets. So this is the Chris King headset for a 1-inch threaded head steering tube. So I have used this on two different style 1-inch threaded headsets, and I found that the same problem occurs. And what happens is, as you're steering the bike, for whatever reason, when the bag wiggles back and forth, I don't know if you notice this, but because this is a rigid connection with these threaded nuts, this is the second nut that goes on, it literally loosens up by itself. So because it becomes part of the stack here, and this compression nut doesn't actually, because there's too many friction surfaces, when this bag wiggles back and forth like that, it slowly loosens this nut. So, is that a problem? That's a problem because if you don't carry wrenches and you're out on a touring ride and you end up loosening your headset, you have to tighten it by hand and hope that you can get to a bike shop that can tighten it for you. So, that is the real issue with this particular Decaluer. The other issue is when you get it, a lot of bikes with 1-inch headsets generally have like with cantilever brakes, you also have the brake hanger here and the barrel hanger. And the thing is, with this style, I had to grind underneath this Decaluer to be able to work with the brake hanger as well. So it took a little manufacturing on my part. Also, the angle of this is fixed from the factory, and it required a little bending to get it to the right level. So I had to bend it, I had to do quite a few things to get it to work. And it may not work for everyone because of where it's located. There's only so much you can bend before you possibly will break that little welt. I mentioned I'd be using a tripod for getting better shots. So what I ended up getting was the Sirui. It's pronounced Sirui, Sirui. I'm not quite sure exactly how it's pronounced. Anyway, so this tripod is it's a compact, lightweight aluminum tripod. It has a claimed weight of 2.46 pounds. It has a maximum extension height of 54.5 inches, and it comes with a 6-year manufacturer warranty. It's a very affordable tripod. It uses a ball type head. It comes with the head unit. The head is a ball, it's a ball head, and it has a panning feature as well. It does not have the handle, but it does have a panning feature with a tension screw. The locks do actually operate pretty quickly, so setting up the tripod is actually not time consuming. It is not the lockout style, the lever style locks, it's the threaded twist type. It comes with this bag. I think the bag itself might not be that usable for me personally, because I want something I can just put on the back rack of my bike and grab, with the bungee cords and pull it off really quickly. And with a bag like that, that's one more step of having to pull it out. If you do bring the bag and you are out in a windy condition, one of the nice things is you could put rocks in the bag and hang it from the spring-loaded hook at the bottom of the tripod, and that would give you a little more stability to keep the camera straight and hopefully not fall over, which is another point. And somebody else I watched in another YouTube video, they said always use the lens hood, especially when it's on a tripod, because if it were to fall over, the lens glass won't be the thing that hits the ground, it'll be the hood. So that's a very good tip. Alright, so here is the tripod folded up on the rear rack. It is a little bit longer. It sticks out, I don't know, 3 to 4 inches. So it's not bad. And what's nice is they have these little foam sleeves on here, so that will help keep it on the rack without a metal to metal contact, so should help reduce some of the rattling. So we're going to give it a test out. We're going to ride this today. I'm going to bring this tripod and go out and snap a few photos with it. So I just did that video on this bike saddlebag, so I came up with a quick fix on how to secure the bag so it doesn't flop around as much. So actually it makes this bag a little better. Okay, so it was a real quick fix. What I did is I just grabbed one of these bungee cords, just a small one. So anyway, all I did was wrap it through here and secured it to the seat rails, and it has really significantly stiffened it up. Also, on this saddle, this is the Professional. It actually does not come with saddle hooks or bag. It doesn't come with the bag hooks. So I got these. These are the VeloOrange saddle bag hooks, and they're adjustable. The other thing was I adjusted it up as high as I could. For the saddle cover to fit on here, these hooks have to be moved down a little bit. So for today, I'm just going to leave it because it's not going to rain. But for the future, it would be possible, I think, to use this saddle bag with the saddle hooks up almost to the top, but just leave a little bit, like 1/8 of an inch, for the cover to be able to slip over all of this. So I might just hold on to it actually, but now that I got this worked out a little bit better, and also it raised it up by sucking this in, it raised it up enough that it gives the light a little better angle for people to see it. So is it a perfect solution? Not really. Is it a workable solution? Yes. And I'm gonna go out and shoot some footage today, so we'll see it in action. But I can already tell it's gonna be a lot better. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get a weight of this bike. Now the weight of this bike is gonna be everything that's in the bike, including the bag, the tools, everything except for the equipment that I'm adding to it. I mentioned this in the last video, so I want to get an accurate weight reading. Now this is not the most scientific way of doing it. I'm just going to stand on the scale, get my own weight. I'm going to get a tare for my own weight, and then I'm going to pick up the bike and check it again. Okay, I think you can see that it's to about 155.2 pounds. And then we'll pick up the bike, and I'll hold it and step back on the scale. 190.4 pounds. Okay, so I underestimated the dry weight of this bike by quite a bit. So 190.4 minus 155.2 is roughly 35.2 pounds, and that's without anything in it. So now let's put so with the camera equipment and the tripod, let's see what that's gonna weigh. So that's basically everything. That's the camera. That was the camera. the tripod, all the little accessories I carry. That's all the tools I have. So it was a 197.8. I got to rewind that and check. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like it works out to about 42.6 pounds. Much heavier than I thought. I was surprised. So I think if we drop the tripod, the big tripod, that's only 2.5 pounds. So we're 40 pounds roughly. We're roughly 40 pounds as outfitted. Now this bike does have a full frame pump on it. It has stainless steel water bottles. It has full fenders. It's a steel touring bike. It's very stiff. It's got the cantilever brakes. It's got the heavier, bit heavier wheel set on it. So this is definitely not a lightweight bike. So the bottom line is you really just want to get a bike that works for you, that fits you, that is comfortable. I think weight itself is only really that critical if you're actually racing. I've been riding this bike, as you know, throughout many of these hilly areas where I live, and the weight, yeah, it's definitely a deterrent. I mean, it definitely slows you down, but there's other things to gain.